Well, hello again. This is about take 4 of my introduction to my neck for my GGBO. Yeah, there's always something happening. Last time a tractor came by, so I paused it. And then I went to record again and completely forgot what I'd said. Anyway, I took a bunch of wood down to a friend's place, put it through a circular saw, lots of boards, came back, planed it all, sanded it, glued it all together, stuck the fretboard on, went through the men's shed, used the bandsaw, chop, 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 came back, clamped the neck down, smoothed out the back of the neck down to a lovely even and flat thickness, using the shinto, moved on to the headstock. I was flattening that out, and I realised that I had made a complete cock up. The headstock ended up being about 9mm thick by the time I'd smoothed things out and what have you. I don't know why. Now I could have laminated wood, the top and the bottom, but ideally I would want to, if I was going to laminate the back of it, I want it to come right up the volute, and I don't have the appropriate tools and skills really just now to do that. You know, I'm not saying I'm useless, but I know my limits with what I've got and stuff, and I accept that. So you know, that's fine. So what I did instead was I chopped the headstock end off. I cut into the back, away from the fretboard, and got to the truss rod, and I pushed it out, recovered the truss rod, and then I got the what's left of the neck. I used the masking tape and superglue method to stick the neck down, fretboard down, onto a piece of lovely flat thick MDF, piece away the other side, used the routers, removed the bulk, and then used the hand plane and sanding to remove the rest and rescued the fretboard. People say to me all the time, well, I read it all the time, stick with the original type on because you can get it apart with heat. Yeah, well, good luck to you because I can't. Anyway, long story short, I've still got plenty of ash, so I took a piece of ash, cut it to length, cut it about 700, loads of length, planed that, nice and flat, super flat, straight, lovely. Routed out a new channel for the truss rod, glued the fretboard on, and it's sitting clamped now. So yeah, it's going to be neck take 2. But yeah, the neck was sapele, bird's eye maple, sapele, and then more maple on the outside, and I was going to add some more sapele for the headstock, but it just wasn't going to plan. I could have rescued it, but it was just, yeah, it was terrible. It was just awful. I wouldn't mind, but it's my 5th neck, and I should be better than that by now. So I didn't freak out. There's no point. If you make a mistake, don't freak. Just assess it, come up with a plan, and then go from there. It's the same. I've made loads of mistakes building guitars. I can guarantee you, every one of them. There's always something. Even the experts do it. But when the experts do it, they don't tell you. They just carry on. Like it's part of the design. And you think, oh, that's amazing. But no, they actually make mistakes. But they're because because they've done it so often now, they just deal with it. It's the same in every walk of life. Musicians on stage, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, all them, guarantee 100% they all make mistakes. You know, when they're playing their tunes on stage, and you just do not notice. So, yeah, main lesson is don't freak out. Just adapt, deal with the problem, you know, change the design, whatever, and move on. Anyway, on with the neck. So there we are, one fretboard, lovely jubbly. Looks like Benjamin, that's okay though. That'll clamp down fine. A few little marks in it underneath, but they're extremely shallow and they'll fill with glue anyway, so I'm not bothered about that at all. So what am I going to make one out of? Well, probably ash, I think, because I've got that. It would have been nice to have this multi-laminate thing with all the bits and stuff. It would have looked really good, but you just got to deal with things as they come along and say, well, you know, shit happens. You know, yeah, I'd made the headstock. By the time I'd straightened out the headstock, it was down like 9mm or something. You know, it was crazy thin. Now you could stick laminates front and back, and that's fine. But this is my 5th neck that I'm building. And it's like, well, I don't want to do that for my 5th neck. There's no reason for me to do that because, you know, I've been through that, and you know, this is my last. I mean, this is the last neck I made. This one from a Super Telly build for everybody's been following that. You know, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's ash. It looks a bit over bright because of the light coming in, but it's got a really nice, beautiful colour to it. It feels really nice. Yeah, so you know, I think I'll make it out of ash, and then I'll be getting. It's going to be 3 side tuners, and it's getting this spalted sycamore on the top as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this block of ash I've got here. It doesn't need a lot. It does have slight rippling in it from the thickness planer. So I'll give it a shot with the hand plane and see how we go on. Failing that, once again, friend's got the table planer and he's good at helping me out. So yeah, I'll figure it out anyway. Really lovely and flat. So, fretboard. Fretboard will sit up here. Black marks in there. Not to worry. So the fretboard will sit here. That'll give me a good couple of hundred millimeters for the headstock. Gives me loads. So let's put a mark there, and then let's straighten this mark out because I'm not sure it's pretty straight. Good. So that's where my headstock's going to sit. Well, that's where the end of the fretboard's going to sit. Yeah, good. Right. Now I need to think of the 6mm for the nut. The nut's going to sit. Wait for that. And then, so the truss rod's going to sit about there. So I've got that one. A step down and another step down. That's about right. So next I need my centre line, obviously, or some sort of centre line. It doesn't have to be so exact with this because it's all the same wood. There's no stripes and got freedom, ain't you? So I'll aim to get the truss rod in line with the centre line. If I get it slightly off, it won't matter because I'll just move my fretboard to accommodate. That's one of the beauties of using a single piece of wood like this, and it's all the same colour. You don't have to worry so much. about keeping everything precise in the centre. You aim for it, but it's not as vital. Anyway, let's crack on with routing, I suppose. So I've got the tip right down against the wood on the line, and I'm just looking, see what I'm doing. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a really shallow first pass, and then if it's slightly off I can tweak it, you know, still have time to adjust. So let's do that. So that's my line. The light is absolutely chronic, but the line's really good, so I'm going to crack on with this now. So I'm basically there, but I do need to widen this a little bit just here for the truss rod. It's got the skinniest bit, wider bit than the widest. So I've got a 9mm and a 6mm, but I don't have a. It's probably a 7mm or something. I don't have that, so let's just take it out any way you can. See where we're at. Oh, goodbye, Jizzle. Didn't like you anyway. Oh, there we go. Truss rod in. Perfect. Happy days. Right, next job. Lining up this fretboard and getting it stuck on, I suppose. Right, let's get this fretboard glued up. So, not one of my best glue ups, not one of my worst. But that's it glued up, but it seems to be sitting quite nice and flat, you know. That's my concern, is just that it all sits as it should. The whole thing sits nice and flat down, which it looks like it is, you know, it seems to be. So hopefully, yeah, I just had a little clean up there with a razor blade and some more paper towel. Anyway, that's that for now, so we'll come back to this next time. Well, maybe next time, maybe the same episode, I'm not sure yet. Let's go see how long the video is. And I'll catch you in a bit.